It was 11:47 p.m. when Daniel entered the empty subway station. Rainwater dripped from his jacket as the loudspeaker echoed through the silence. Last train arriving on platform 3. The station felt strange. Flickering lights buzzed overhead. Near the stairs, an old homeless man suddenly grabbed Daniel's arm and whispered, "Don't board the last train." Daniel pulled away and ignored him. A few seconds later, the train arrived slowly from the dark tunnel. The doors opened. Inside the train, no passengers. Not a single person. Daniel sat near the middle compartment and checked his phone. No signal. The train began moving. Outside the windows, there was only darkness. Then suddenly, Daniel noticed a woman sitting at the far end of the carriage. Long black hair covered her face. Her clothes looked soaking wet. Daniel frowned. He was sure the train had been empty. Very slowly, the woman tilted her head toward him. The movement looked unnatural. Like her neck bones were cracking. Suddenly, the train lights went out. Complete darkness filled the carriage. Then came the sound of wet footsteps. Slowly getting closer. The emergency red lights turned on. Daniel looked around. The woman was gone. But wet footprints covered the floor, leading directly toward him. Then a whisper came beside his ear. "You weren't supposed to board." Daniel turned around in terror. Nobody was there. His phone battery suddenly dropped to 1%. The train speakers crackled loudly. But instead of announcements, people screaming filled the carriage. Daniel ran into the next compartment. Empty. But when he looked into the train windows, he froze. The reflections showed dozens of passengers silently staring at him. But behind him, the train was empty. The subway suddenly accelerated faster and faster. Daniel rushed toward the driver's cabin. He looked through the glass window. And froze. There was no driver. Suddenly every light switched on. Every seat was now occupied. Pale passengers sat silently across the train. Black eyes. Rotting faces. A little ghost boy slowly pointed toward the window. Daniel looked outside. The train was no longer underground. It was moving through endless darkness. Then the boy whispered, "This train crashed 20 years ago." The passengers slowly stood up together. The woman walked closer, finally lifting her face. Half her skull was crushed. Blood covered her mouth. She whispered, "You took someone else's seat." Ahead of the train, broken tracks appeared in the darkness. The crash site. Daniel screamed as the train rushed toward it. Then, everything went white. The next morning, police found Daniel unconscious beside abandoned railway tracks. No train nearby. Nothing. Only an old subway ticket in his pocket. Dated exactly 20 years ago.